All right, I think we're all set up. So today I am wearing my Unknown Pleasures Joy Division sweater because we are in a place known as Cimitero Monumentale di Stagliano, which is the cemetery where Joy Division filmed or photographed the cover of their album Closer. Actually, a couple of the photos for this album were taken inside this cemetery, and today we're going to track them down. And then we're going to explore the cemetery. Here's a hint, a spooky hint. This place is beautiful. I don't think the band was ever here. I don't think Ian Curtis and guys came down here. I know that it was a French photographer that took these pictures for the Closer album as well as for the single for Love Will Tear Us Apart. But this is the area surrounding the family Appiani. I think that's how you say that. This is the area surrounding the tomb that was used. And of course we went ahead and put our album there, our record. Again, this is really cool. For any Joy Division fan, just to be able to be here, this is cool. This is one of the photos from the Closer album. We're gonna go ahead and show you the other one. Let me go ahead and correct myself. I just said that the band Joy Division, like Ian Curtis and the guys, never came out here to the cemetery whenever this photo was taken for the album cover here at the cemetery. That's not entirely true. Years later, Peter Hook, the guy who went on to form his own band called Peter Hook and the Light and then New Order, he was the bassist for Joy Division. He came out here to basically pay his respects to the release of it, and he was actually photographed in front of this. I'm gonna go ahead and show you the picture right now. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and remove the album, get some shots of this without it because it is so beautiful. So let's see here. Right about here is where Peter Hook was standing. He was looking up at the tomb whenever he was photographed, and he had his hands crossed like this, like he was paying his respects. Cool, right? As a Joy Division fan, never in a million years did I ever think that I'd get to stand where this album cover was shot. Love the album, love this cemetery, and this is beyond beautiful. I mean, if you're a fan, you probably looked at this and you were like, wait a second, what is that really depicting? Like, what is that really picturing on the album cover? And basically, it's a family on a loved one's deathbed. This place is massive. You can easily get lost here. But we found our next location. The photo that was used for the single Love Will Tear Us Apart is actually taken in this hallway of an angel laying over a crypt. And you guessed it, it's beautiful. Now, sadly, we don't have the Love Will Tear Us Apart single that was released, but it looks almost identical to this, the same kind of design, but instead of the picture that we showed earlier, it's of this angel, and instead of white, it's black. And in order to get this shot, they actually had to get a little higher up, like almost like an aerial shot looking down. Now we didn't put this ladder here, but it is very convenient that it is here. It allows us to get up high above the angel and look down. So let's see here. I'm going to say from right about there. I think that's as close as we're going to get to the level terrace apart single. Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. Back up to get the whole picture, and this time you can see the angel's wings. Peter Hook was also photographed here visiting the angel from level terrace apart, and he had his hands reaching out and touching her hand. It's a nice touch. Now, if you're watching this, I don't know if you're a fan of the band Joy Division or if you know their music in any way, shape, or form, but I highly recommend checking them out, listening to the album Closer and the single Level Terrace Apart. And if you want to know more about Ian Curtis and Joy Division, we did do a video from Manchester, England, where we tracked down the life and the death of Ian Curtis, a very sad story. We even go to where his ashes are laid to rest. If you find yourself here in Italy, stop by and visit these locations. All right, it's time to visit the rest of the cemetery. Just mere feet from the level terrace apart angel, we just discovered something that's a little peek behind the curtain, if you will. It's this tomb right over here on the left-hand side of your screen. If you look closely, the bottom part of it is actually open. So we're going to take a peek inside. It's actually more of a crack in the crypt than the tomb actually being opened. But we can put the camera down inside. And in doing so, let's see here. Let the light adjust. So there's a box there. And then if we come down this way, there is a coffin. You can see the coffin right there. It's a rather small coffin, it looks like. And then right over here, there are two boxes. Not quite like what we saw at Kensal Green Cemetery in England, but this does remind me of it. If you haven't seen our Kensal Green video, we actually walk through the cemetery and actually go down inside the catacombs. I kind of feel like we have to walk through this place and just showcase all the different skulls and skeletons that we can find. Here's another skull. Again, larger than life. It's bigger than your average skull. Looks like we found another skull, and it's probably the biggest skull that we have seen so far. I was kind of hoping having Jessica stand in the frame that it was going to show you the size of it, but since she's in the foreground, you really don't get to see how big this is and all the detail. That's crazy. I wonder how many skulls, like I wonder if if we can go up to the office and ask them how many skulls and skeletons are inside this cemetery, if they would know. We are still looking for the glass coffins and haven't found them yet. But as we're doing it, we keep getting distracted because of all these different statues and scenes. And look at this. Laying above the crypt, you see the scythe there. But look at this. Let's get a little closer. You can see the actual skeleton. It's not a real skeleton, mind you. That's unbelievable. If we back up, what caught my eye whenever we came around the corner was the hand. The skeleton's hand popping up over top there, above him there. You really can't see it up close, but Jessica was actually kind of humored because on the right-hand side, underneath the drape that's covering the skeleton, you can actually see his little skeleton toes. Like, talk about detail, you know, right there. That's insane. It's something this massive is so detailed down to the toes of the skeleton itself. Oh look, we found another skull. We were not planning this video to turn out like this, but basically it's turning into a Joy Division and the skulls of the cemetery. Trust me, there's a lot to see. But every time we see a skull, we're like, oh, found another one. It's like playing cemetery skull bingo. You just can't stop looking. As far as you can see, there are just statue after statue after statue after statue after statue. So far, we haven't come across any glass crypts. But I know that they are here. Now, what I mean by glass crypts, you see on both sides of us, on both sides of the walls, how they have these like rectangular crypts, the stones. There's some that are glass, and behind the glass you can actually see some of the coffin fabric or like funeral fabric, something that they put in there, something like the family put in. There's like a little, I don't know, like a token or just kind of like make it their own. Never seen it before in like real life, only pictures. Is it just me, or does it kind of look like when you're walking this hallway, it's like you're walking into some sort of rib cage, or possibly even like an alien mothership? Oh, the birds. That was cool. This is a whole different mausoleum than what we saw up in the very front. Definitely looks a lot older. So this has to be where these crypts are. There's a lot more leaves and debris and dead, like, you know, fake flowers in here than the other ones. What do you think, baby? Go up? Yeah. Oh man. Okay, keep walking. This part of the crypt reminds me of like an old asylum. Wild. So it looks like this little hallway kind of just wraps around like a horseshoe, comes back out the other side. But don't worry, there are other little nooks and crannies and hallways that we're gonna track down. This place is massive. I keep saying that, I know, I'm like a broken record, but I really hope that this video kind of captures that. Again, we're still looking for the glass crypts, but to be honest, even if we don't find them, I'm okay, because just walking through this place is enough. I mean, ultimately we came here because of the band Joy Division. The rest of this is just icing on the cake. And it's a nice little stop because we've been walking nonstop, filming. Like we went to a couple of the other big cities here in Italy, lots of driving. When we left the hotel this room, it took 4 hours to get here. And I don't know about you, baby, but I think it's worth it.
Yes.
Whew. See what I mean? Just keep going up the steps. And I think it goes up even more. Maybe not this portion, but go ahead and walk around to the left of all those. This definitely makes me think of a library of the dead. Before we go any further, this statue right here of this little girl caught our eye, so we wanted to come back and check her out. You can see the little coat there, and if we come over here, you can see she's got a little satchel. You were saying what, baby? She was 4 years old? Again with the detail. Wow. Haunting as ever, right? It's interesting that they have these little like stones or crosses, and they kind of look like little chandeliers laying in front of the crypts. Right? Hey, where do you go? There's just so much. We found the glass crypts. The first one is right here. Again, this is something that we have never seen in person, only pictures and people talking about it. Definitely don't have something like this in the States. So that is glass, and then if you look very closely, I'm gonna get closer, you can see that it's fabric on the other side. The second glass crypt in this hallway is for Elisa Campana. And you can see her right there, right in the middle of the sunlight coming through from the ceiling. Between Joy Division, the skulls, the glass crypts, the angels, all I can say is wow. Here's a closer look at her glass crypt. It's a little unsettling walking back here in this old section because as we do this, the slabs of concrete that we're walking on creak and they crumble a little bit. And you feel like you're going to fall through down to the layer before. Jessica was just saying, because there are ladders on both sides, you only see them in like really big libraries. So it's kind of like this is a hall of memories or a hall of lives. This is a little bit of a strange looking hallway here. We must be on the ground floor because the water is mixing with the dirt, and hopefully it's not mixing with anything else. Let's just say that. The ladders are looking rusted. Where are we? Yeah, be careful, it looks slippery. You see the industrial lighting? I don't know, I feel like I am walking in some sort of horror movie. Like, I don't know if that's the best lighting they should use in a crypt like this.
I like this kingdom light, I didn't see that.
It's not that I'm complaining about the lighting, I actually like it. Oh yeah. Here, let me show you guys what I'm talking about. For this, I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna stand in the doorway. Stay there, baby. Now, if I say that something's behind you and turn around and run, don't freak out. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. It's so quiet down here. Is that an elevator back there too? Maybe. Yeah, the lighting down here in this part of the crypts is kind of creepy. Is it just storage, like a gate? In fact, this cemetery in particular that we're walking through is so massive, and we haven't even scratched the surface of it. This is maybe one of 5 hallways that stretch the entire length of the cemetery itself. Oh, look at this. Oh my word. Baby Goal, you have to come and look at this one. It's so cute, it's so pretty, and it also has the pictures that you like.
Oh,
Right?
that is so sweet.
It's very sweet. Sometimes when we do videos here in the Grim Life Collective, the sun is like our worst enemy. But for some reason here in this cemetery, the sunlight coming through is just kind of like making everything a little bit more haunting. This statue here is carrying a Bible. And if you look very, 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 very closely, you can actually see her eyelashes. That's how detailed. Look at that. The dance with death. That's chilling. That's very chilling. Just take a moment to look at that. Just like the Closer album cover, it tells a story. The same with this one here. These are gigantic. Like I'm talking like the size of the entire wall. This statue is of a woman leaning over quite a bit, so you kind of have to look at her from below. But one thing that I've never seen before that's here a lot is lace, like stone lace. Again with the eyelashes. Again with the crooked pathways that lead to who knows what. It's like a journey, like a labyrinth. So it looks like back here is the back side of that mausoleum, and the far back side of the cemetery. I guess you could say there are bodies everywhere. If you didn't know this about Jessica, she loves chapels and churches. Like the architecture of it, the points, the sharp, harsh angles, and she's just obsessed, let's say that. With that being said, we walked behind the chapel into the woods, like the backside of the cemetery. And then there's just like this overgrown storybook looking pathway that goes to some steps. I'm surprised you haven't run in there yet. Go ahead, go for it.
No, it's okay. I live here now.
You live here now?
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and walk over this way. There's a wall of ivy. These roots, look at this. So Jessica has officially moved out of Los Angeles and to Italy. More importantly, this cemetery, more importantly, more specifically, to the crypt and the chapel in the back. Oh, the gates are open. Maybe you left your door open.
It happens.
Just be careful coming up the steps. This is basically your dream home.
Yeah.
It's like Grim Cribs.
I like the storms. Oh gosh.
Now, I know somebody's going to say, wait a second, Grim, you missed this. You missed that. This cemetery is so big that you literally need a couple days to explore everything, which we do not have. Trust me when I say that if we ever come back here, we will spend hours, days even, just exploring this one cemetery. There's just so much to see. We've been inside cities of the dead. This is almost like a country of the dead. Again, we only came here for Joy Division. Everything else that we're seeing is what did I say? Icing on the cake, if you will. And with that being said, thank you for joining us on another grim adventure, this time, once again, into the world of Joy Division. Until next time, happy Halloween. Boo.
Wherever I come, bad luck is coming my way. Wherever I go, hard luck is there to stay. Good luck never stays a day. Bad luck's always coming my way.